Good day, Minecraftians. Purple Mentat here, with more Running Red. So, last time I got this guy ready to roll, but I need to get my flight potion refreshed so that I can get the cables run. Well, not the cables, the fluid ducts, specifically. But, after looking at things, I decided it's actually going to go a different direction. Rather than refill the flight and resistance flask that I have, I'm going to make myself a just plain flight flask. And you can do that taking an empty potion flask, using some nether wart, some glowstone, and some redstone. You know what? I'm going to need to do this in a more traditional crafting interface. That will reset it entirely to 8 out of 8 swigs left with 0 effects. This completely wipes everything that was in there before, allowing for a new set of effects to be added to it. In this case, though, I'm not actually going to be adding a set of effects, just the one. Specifically, I need... Hang on, how is this one made? Lengthening catalyst. We're making the greater lengthening catalyst here. It requires the 2 average lengthening catalysts, which I already have, made from 2 mundane catalysts and a standard binding agent, which you've seen me make before, and 1 aqua salus. And to make aqua salus, I need that simple catalyst, an ink sac, and 3 water bottles, which is kind of a pain, but not a big deal. So there we go. Get that in there. That's processing. Let that finish up. Now it's a simple case of flask, binding agent, and a feather, which will create the flight potion with a 1-minute flight effect. And now if I add in the 2 lengthening catalysts and the aqua salus, that'll start making the greater lengthening catalyst, which I can now combine the greater lengthening catalyst with the feather and the potion flask to make myself a much better flight potion than I've been using so far, with 8 swigs and a duration of 19 minutes per dose. So, let's go put this to use. Specifically, I want to get underneath this altar, right there, and I want to run from there. I also want to get underneath this altar. An easy way to do that is actually going to be to get my axe out. I do have an axe, don't... Oh, it's right here. Can never find things in this pack. Inventory management is a perpetual issue. Anyway, we're going to break around through these slabs that I left here for no good reason. And we're going to... Come on. There we go. Hook onto the blood altar there as well. And we will be going right underneath the center here with our fluid ducts. And this is going to be able to add a little bit more blood input to our primary crafting and network refill altar. Shouldn't put too much stress on the actual income from this side. Because it, of course, over there, the first altar, the primary crafting, does not have any runes of dislocation on it, which means it can only input, I believe, about 20 life essence per tick. Anyway, there we go with that. Now, I just want to run a cable to here. Or do I want to go for something a little more central, which would be right there. Right off of here. I don't know. Symmetry is hard. Actually, are those close to the same thing already? They are, in fact, exactly the same thing. That is pretty cool. That was entirely unplanned, and it just happened to work out. Anyway, I'm going to go grab some more fluid ducts, make myself some more. I think I need to make the hardened glass and all of that. Get this finished up. And then I'll be back to... And I'm probably going to tear all of this down, actually. Everything is coming up. And we're going to set up a whole new industrialized setup for actually using the LP that I'm producing to create power to drive my machines. Okay, back soon, folks. Alrighty, I got a whole bunch of new fluid ducts crafted. Got them all laid out. 15 minutes left. Traveling all the way underneath, up, and around. And I had 3 resonant portable tanks prepared, which were already full of life essence. These are going to be my buffer to make sure that my dynamos always have lots and lots of fuel. I'm going to toss my energy cell. I'm actually going to put it right here, but not for a moment. First off, inventory's a little stuffed at the moment, but that's nothing new with me, is it? I'll toss the ritual stones in there for just a second. And wish that I had some sticks on hand. Of course I don't. That's okay. Easy fix. I just need 3. That was a lot like 3, except that it was 4. Yeah, it's that. Where is all of my redstone hiding? I know I have a lot. Oh, there it is. It's just up there in the inventory. Sigh. Ooh, there's some more opaque fluid ducts I can turn back into other things in a moment. I forgot about this bit. So, we're going to make some redstone torches. I'm going to try placing one of them in the center here to get all 3 of them going, but I don't think that's going to work. And to get the blood going to the dynamos, we just right-click, and right-click, so that these are all set to output mode. And they're all going to dump out into the fluid ducts and the dynamos. Now, yeah, I believe that I'm going to need the other 2. I don't think that it's going to transmit through that into these 2. And I'll need to be a little bit careful with anything else I place around this area to make certain that they will not, those redstone torches don't cause me any trouble. Alright. Seal this up. For the time being, anyway. May need to dig back down sometime, but this is not that time. And there we go. Now I have my redstone energy cell a-charging. And I want to make sure that it is input in the back and output on basically every other face for the time being. If I need to add more dynamos to this, the easiest way to do so will actually be to just extend the platform this way a bit, extend this line of fluid ducts, and extend this line of torches. But I don't anticipate needing to do that, because while I'm not outputting at nearly the speed this thing can output or input, I will be building a buffer all the time, and I will get to the point where I have enough energy in reserve to do anything that I want, unless I end up going a very different route with power. But I have no expectations of building a laser drill to get through the rest of this pack. I don't think that's going to be necessary at all. Alright, cyclic assembler goes here. This guy is going to be set to input from the top, and that's it. And we're going to toss... Where did the schematic go for the blood stuff? There it is. Redstone schematic goes in there. So when I have that powered, this whole thing will always be full of buckets of life and ready for me to toss sand into and get a bunch of redstone out of. So, you know, if I really want to do this up and have it available all the time, I can add another tank in place of this fluid duct and a couple of fluid ducts to branch above it. But that'll be something I might do another time. It's definitely not going to happen right now. What I need right now to get the whole thing going is going to be a pneumatic servo. Just the one. But I need to put some redstone into my work table before I can do that. And I need glass in there. There it is. Fantastic. We're going to take that servo underneath here, and it's going to get installed into this fluid duct, which is then going to be set to output mode. And because I installed it before I changed it to output mode, it is already considered ignore redstone control. If you install a servo into a fluid duct that is currently set to export from the fluid duct into the inventory, then it assumes that you are attempting to set up a filter and leaves redstone control at disabled. so that you can do so without causing problems. All right, and as you can see, it's flowing all the way over here. Should be filling these up, but they may be kind of at equilibrium at the moment until everything below it fills. Anyway, I'm charging up a very large system of fluid ducts. It's going to take a moment for everything to get fully energized, I guess is a good way to put it. I don't know why I had a single fluid duct in there. That's a little odd. We are, however, going to get our master blood orb back into this altar for now so that I can charge up, make sure that my system stays full. Okay. Oh, that's what the problem is. This guy needs to be turned off. And in fact, this lever is going to be permanently removed at this point. Because now I have no good reason to ever turn this off again. The blood is always going somewhere. And as this becomes more and more upgraded, always somewhere useful at that. Okay. That's pretty fantastic. Now we're actually filling up the cyclic assembler. The resident portable tanks of life essence over here are filling faster than they're draining, and life is good. Now, what else needs to be done over here? I'm going to need to reset. I want these chests moved. To make that happen, I'm going to build myself a gravity gun. There's no Java in this pack, so that means no dolly, which means I need a slightly more expensive recipe to be able to easily move chests around. But the gravity gun is pretty fantastic. So what this guy can do, we'll come over here where I'm less likely to harm something useful. If I point at a distant block, or actually needs to be a fairly nearby block, and I right click, I'll pick that block up. And if I left click, for example, if I aim right there, I will fire that block into place. I can also move it over here, and then just hit G to let it go without needing to fire it into place. And I can put it right back where I got it. Fantastic. Another fun thing, if I put it up here and I hit G, well, it's affected by gravity. It'll fall down to the ground level. So that'll allow me to easily get those chests moved. It's also useful for picking up animals, monsters, whatever. By way of example, actually. I don't have any animals in there. My system is clogged again. Really need to do something. Actually, you know what? That's a great demonstration. So I can just grab this gold chest. And we can set it over here for the time being. Come back to that. So don't set it onto slabs that are in the down position, or you might accidentally delete them. Note to self. It's been a while since I played with this guy. I think it was 1.4 when it was added that I last really messed around with it. So now we're going to grab this gold chest. You know what? I don't think it's going to stick to that the way I want it to. Let's find out. Sure didn't. That's okay. What we can do is very simply grab some building blocks like these large whitestone blocks. Make sure that there's a landing platform. And then we can grab it, hold it right there, and hit G. And it falls into place. Fantastic. And now I am going to want to set that to... that was weird. In any case, everything should be set properly now. And if I go take a look at the hopper... Yes, things are transferring through the hopper. It's just taking a little bit of time because this is a regular item duct and not a upgraded version, which will come later. In any case, the major point was to be able to get these out of the way. So I have the platform to work with. It won't change the facing, but you can do that by right-clicking the top of the chest with your crescent hammer if you really need to. Or at least it does weird things to the facing. There we go. Break you, and then deactivate you so I don't accidentally die. Accidental death is worst kind of death. So I'm going to want my aqueous accumulator and my igneous extruder. and my other cyclic assembler set back up somewhere. But exactly where do I want that? Well, I want power feeding from this guy to basically whatever I'm going to be feeding power into. And I think the fun way to do that is actually going to be to set it into the platform a block down or so. So we're going to come over here. I'm actually going to put that back basically where it was before. And we'll have the extruder here and the assembler here. And the aqueous accumulator there. Set you like that. Awesome. This is actually going to work out in a kind of a fancy way, which I'm happy about. And now we can run our energy cable. Because this guy's already outputting down the bottom. And I only need to run it to the assembler. And that's already filling up. Fantastic. Actually, this guy's getting pretty full too, which is really amazing. Alright. So now, I actually need to fill this back in. And I need my fluid ducts. They're going to go there, there, and there. And this tank is going to go there. And then I got a bucket here, which I'm going to use to grab some water, fill in the sides so that the aqueous accumulator can work at full speed, and get the cyclic assembler and this igneous extruder full. Get the assembler set to accept from the top, the back, and output to the left, and get the extruder set to do the same thing, except outputting to the right. And then I can just grab this guy here, put him there. Fantastic. And now these guys have an output spot. I can get these schematics out of my inventory, which is really the end goal here. Also, this clay, this gravel? Gravel? I thought I had gravel. It's gone now. Gone forever. Oh, we'll put the lead in there. I'm going to keep extra, well, no, I'm not. I got to make myself a better storage for my ingots and everything. That'll come with time. Now that I have my system running in a more automated fashion, I'm a lot less worried about leaving this bound pick running. I mean, I'm at cap LP, so having this activated is actually not really hurting me at the moment. So now that I have that set, it's time to get the ore processing back in place. You know what? Because I am someone that hates right angles, or hates having more angles than it's absolutely necessary, we're going to do this. I like that better. For reasons. And, I need a space. I'm going to need a good bit of space, actually, beyond having the pulverizer and furnace, for magma crucibles and fluid transposers, an induction smelter, and I think that those are going to be most of the goodies I need. So I think what I'm going to do is I need 3 spots for the magma crucible and fluid transposer thing. So we're going to run those. We're actually going to put those right here. And then I'll leave a little bit of room from the edge. Leave me a little workspace. I like that. And we'll put the crucibles on the bottom with the transposers on the top. We will run our power like so. And I know that I'm going to want 2 more sets of these. So they will all go like that. And then these guys, the crucibles on the bottom are just going to be set to output up top. And the transposers will be set to accept from the top and the bottom and not output anywhere. I don't think I'll need to have them accepting from the top. I don't plan on doing any large amounts of fluid-based auto-crafting in this, but I want the option there anyway. Okay, and then we can just set up like so. Well, actually, that was a loud explosion. Probably just creeper plant seeds, but geez, that scared me. Alright. Where'd that gravity gun go? You need to not be there. Be over there. Thank you. Run more conduit. right up to here. I'm going to put my furnace. How do I want this? I want easy access to the igneous extruder. I also want to use up this space. So, there we go. Having that on the edge is going to be what I want. So that I can put my induction smelter here. A furnace here. And then the pulverizer here. And I can still access everything without things being too cluttered. Awesome. Let's see if this thing accidentally destroys the conduit. Nope. Good. No. Wrong button. We're just going to put that away now before I cause any damage. Fantastic. And these guys are all getting power. Induction smelter will accept from the top, output to the right. Ooh, that's right. The induction smelter's the tricky one. That's okay. We can have it accept from the top and the back. And the best way to do that is actually to set it to accept separately. There we go. So if I really need to, I can input things that way. Redstone furnace will accept from the right and output to the left. And the pulverizer will accept from the top and output to the left. And then that... Hopper. Hopper. Where'd you go, Hopper? There you are, Hopper. Hopper goes back there. Excellent. Now the only thing that leaves is the lava, which I'm actually going to stick into this area right here. In which case I might want to swap the cyclic assembler and the igneous extruder. Anyway, if I do, we'll come to that in a moment. So, the lava needs that, and that clear. And I need to get that Master Ritual Stone back down. Where did I leave? Oh, I put those into the gold chest, didn't I? Because I was just out of room. Perpetually out of room. Well of suffering. No, I need... Serenade of the Nether? Yes. There we go. Get you set up. Awesome. And put the brick back. And get you activated. Need my activation crystal. Where are you? There you are. Fantastic. So now I have access to lots and lots of lava once again. All right. So there we have it. Redesigned system. New build to this, a little bit cleaner. I can walk into my little workshop area, access just about everything from the same spot, or at least, yep, I can literally stand here and access every machine in inventory. They're all powered. They are all getting the resources they need. Life is good. There's very little automation going on here, but honestly, at the end of the day, I'm pretty much okay with that. One thing I do want to do, I want to grab 8 iron and 8 gold, and I want to make that into a gold chest. Actually, 9 iron. Yes. And my 1 wood plank. Bump, bump, bump. This way I won't have to worry near as much about, well, causing issues. Copper to silver? No. Copper to iron? No. Wood to iron. There we go. Whoops. Have to shift click to actually change the recipe properly. And bam, bam. Plenty of room now. There we go. Life is good. One final cosmetic touch. Grab my saw. And make, 2 blocks worth of covers should be more than enough. And then we can make these conduits disappear. It's like you never even know they're there. And that's the way I like it. Okay, I am happy with this. This is a nice little workshop area. I'll be able to get a lot done there. How's my armor doing? Armor's in good shape. All right, let's finally progress that quest line. Now that I've got everything set up to keep me safe, to be able to easily refill my potion. Well, the filling agents, they're not exactly automated, but they're also not exactly hard to make at this point, because glowstone and redstone and netherwort, those are just time investments. The simple catalyst, again, basically all of this stuff comes to me just from time and a little bit of crafting effort. And the terrai, yeah. This is the most difficult part because I need to get the obsidian. And that's something that I don't have a less manual way to do yet. It's on the list. In any case, so I need to kill 10 skeletons and 10 zombies. I think that my best way to do that is actually going to be to grab myself one of the random bows that I'm certain is lying around, and a bunch of arrows, and go open this up a bit. Just a little, though. We'll break one of these dark glass. And we will aim for a zombie that is already injured. There we go. And this way, they're dying before they even hit the ground. There's absolutely no chance of them causing me any trouble whatsoever. Let's make sure it's actually counting for the quest before we go any further. Flashing. There we go. Yep, it's working. Fantastic. So, I'm going to sit here and shoot some helpless zombies and skeletons. And once I get the 10 monsters killed that I need, I shall return. See you soon. Alrighty, there's that done then. I'm going to take the half heart because honestly I'm good on notch apples. See what we got in the reward bag, which is an epic reward bag. Our epic reward is 1 diamond. That's actually relatively epic. I'm not unhappy with that. And most likely, yep, I recompleted the Get a Diamond and 4 Oreberry Bushes quest from the repeatable beginning. Yep. And our basic reward from that is some blank slates. Not terrible. Nothing to write home about, but hey, having a couple of diamonds laying around, that's kind of nice. Back to Vampires Won't Hurt You. We are moving on to Chalky Skin. You've noticed that the witches seem to be making these circles. They all do different things, but one of them appears to let them disappear. Maybe we can return to the real world and leave this wretched place. Well, to make chalk, the basis of all of the special chalks, the otherworldly, the infernal, and the golden, is ritual chalk. Specifically, I'm going to need at least 5 ritual chalk. To make ritual chalk, well, I'm going to need wood ash and gypsum. Wood ash coming from my, well, actually I can smelt oak saplings to get it. Or the witch's oven, being the much better choice. And gypsum just being, hang on, ritual chalk. Gypsum being quicklime and a foul fume in a distillery. So it's time to up our witchery game and make ourselves a distillery. As you can see, that's actually slightly complicated, because it uses this attuned stone that we've never had to do anything with before. Attuned stone being created with lava bucket, a diamond, and some whiff of magic, and that comes from our rowan saplings. So let me grab everything that I need for that. I should have some whiff of magic still hanging out down there. Where's my air sigil? Why do I not keep my air sigil on my hotbar where it belongs? Where is my air sigil? Hang on here. What have I done with it? Air sigil, sigil, sigil. Did I accidentally throw it? I did. I threw it. It got picked up by the vacuum hopper. So when in doubt, if you happen to be missing something oddly and you have a vacuum hopper nearby, check the vacuum hopper. It's probably in there. Okay, 1 whiff of magic. No whiff of magic available. Oh, actually 4 whiff of magic available. That's like 0, except it completely unlike 0. And let's head back up, get that distillery made. So you, and I don't know why I even bothered taking it out of there in the first place, but that's okay. And do distillery, attuned stone, fantastic. You're going to be needing a number of these. As you can see, they're used for quite a few recipes in Witchery, so make sure you are prepared to tackle that. I need clay jars. I don't have any clay jars. I've got the gold, I've got the iron. Where are... do I have extra clay jars on hand? No, they're back in the oven. I wish I'd thought of that while I was down here the first time. Anyway, grab these 2. Head back up. And boom. 1 distillery. And we'll take this down. And we'll set it up right over here. This is going to be the Witchery stand. Distillery, as you can see, to make the chalk, you start with that quicklime. You need a clay jar in the bottom, and you need a foul fume on top. Foul fumes coming from oak wood in the witch's oven. Luckily, I have quite a bit of wood lying around. I wonder if the birch wood in the witch's oven will do the same. Let's find out. Maybe, maybe not. Hang on now. Let me double check this. Oak. Nope. Only oak seems to provide the foul fume. Well, that changes the equation slightly, doesn't it? I'm not sure I quite trust that particular result, so I'm going to toss some birch wood in there, let this cook into charcoal, and see if I do get a foul fume. In the meantime, though, I can start cutting down some trees. Oh, there we go. There's my foul fume. Fantastic. So yes, you just need to make charcoal in the witch's oven to get your foul fumes. And then that needs to be combined with quicklime. To get quicklime, you're going to need to just put wood ash into the crafting grid all on its own. So I'll just make, say, 16. Well, let's see. I need 2 gypsums per chalk. And that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chalk. So a total of 10 gypsum, so a total of 10 quicklime is needed. Hooray for math. And they told me I'd never need basic arithmetic in the real world. Alright, I do need some jars, though. Actually, I just need more jars in general. So let's go make more clay. And we're probably going to need to wrap this up. I believe we are getting right near the end of the time that I have for today. How do I make clay again? Gravel in a water bucket. Okay. Where is my gravel? I'm sure I have some. I have a good bit. We're just going to turn all of you into clay, which is all going to get tossed into here, which is actually kind of awesome. And once we're at 24, we'll call that good for now. Here, you can have clay, you can make some... Oh. Right, you can make some soft clay jars. Thank you. And you can cook them. Alright, so next time, I'll have everything ready for the distillery. I'm going to be upgrading the witch's oven slightly, and we're going to be progressing the Witchery quest chain through Chalky Skin and whatever lies ahead. It looks like we're going to have some interesting things available to us. Thank you very much for joining me. Hope you've enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you next time.